We're going to start this one going through university campus. I don't know. I always like to start my rides going through here. Don't ask me why. I just like it. Let the engine warm up a little bit. So yeah, my setup. What do I do for my vlogging setup? Yeah, thanks Amazon. You just pull right in front of everybody. Anyways, yeah. What do I do? How do I vlog? What do I do? I know I criticize a lot of other moto vloggers out there, and I can't really explain how I set my motovlogging stuff up without really pointing out other people's things that I don't like. I am currently using the DJI Mic Mini. So that's what I'm using. Now I used to have the DJI Mic, and they've since gone on to make a DJI Mic 2. Now why did I sell my DJI Mic? Well, the DJI Mic was fantastic and a very capable product with a wide variety of adjustments and tweaks and settings that you could play with until you were dead. And it was fine. And I'm very proficient with my electronics, so it wasn't a hurdle. It was just fun to play with. However, the microphone was huge, and that has to go inside the chin bar of the helmet that I'm wearing. And here's a picture of the microphone inside one of my helmets. This is the mini microphone. The regular microphone was twice the size of that thing. Imagine jamming that in the chin bar area, and it took up a lot of room, and your mouth was basically pressed against it. So when DJI came out with the Mic Mini, I knew that was for me. And it does a great job. As you can hear, the only post editing I really do with my audio is I turn on noise cancellation, voice isolation. That's it. But even with it off, it's still good. Some people complain that they can't hear the motorcycle enough and just my voice. Whatevs. So yeah, and these are the settings I use, and you can only change the settings when you have your microphone transceiver thing attached to your cell phone, and you got to use the Mimo app. And when you have the Mimo app up and running, you can tweak out the mics and the transmitter. So that's what I've done. That's how you do it. Okay, one of you idiots. All right. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's how you do the settings, and these are my settings. And I think it works really well. I do. As far as my video settings, I don't do anything fucking fancy. I use, oh shit, I bet you $1 million this is not set to what I like. Ah, shit. Because I was recording in the car. When I record in the car, I have it set on standard de-warp. So, yeah. So normally, it's set to ultra wide, and I use rock steady stabilization, I don't use Rock Steady Plus stabilization. There's no need for it. We don't need to do that. That's for like extreme movements and shaking, and because the camera is mounted to my helmet, which is mounted to my head is mounted to my neck. That's a natural gimbal, so it keeps things nice and smooth and steady. So, and if you're not using Rocksteady Plus, you get more battery life, which is more good. And I shoot at 24 frames a second, and my output, or my project, Final Cut Pro, is set 24 frames a second, and I shoot at 4K. I don't need to go higher. That's just stupid. And my project and my output final file is also in 4K. I don't need to get into this 5K, 8K shit. The color I just leave as standard. I don't really do anything with it. I have the white balance is not on auto. It's set to 5100 Kelvins. Yeah. And I don't use ND filters or any of that stuff. I don't need the perfect blur of the side peripheral vision. I don't. I think a lot of vloggers, what they forget is the story. Not too many people are concerned about how you're shooting your video. So yeah, I have a very basic workflow and a very basic setup, and it's hassle-free. I'm not having to work with multiple cameras, which is my other pet peeve. Sorry. My helmet choice. Now, I used to use the AGV X3000 helmet. That's pictured here. This black one with the mirror, whatchamacallit, thingy-madeggy, shield. Man, I'm just not focused today. Shield. Because it's super comfortable and super light. And I've shot tons of videos using it. However, lately, I've been using this Biltwell Gringo S helmet, and it gets a lot of flack on the internets for being a crappy helmet. I don't know, man. This thing is fucking awesome, if you ask me, and it was cheap. And the finish on it's awesome. The shields are super clear, and it's comfortable. And yeah, it might weigh a little more than the X3000, but the X3000, AGV X3000, that sucker was $700. This was $140, and it still has the same standards of protection. Still meets the same codes. But the biggest significance of the Biltwell over top of the X3000 is the donut thingy built into the helmet, as you can see here in the picture. And the AGV doesn't. So I get a lot less wind turbine. I get a lot less wind turbulence up into the helmet. And therefore resulting in better audio. Yeah, so that's a very practical thing, and I'm glad I found that out, because I really like this helmet. I do like the AGV X3000 better, but again, for shooting videos, you can't beat this. And also, when you have your mic in here, so my little mic is held in place with a little tiny rare earth magnet. Here's a picture of it. It's tiny. And I just stick the microphone onto that, and it ain't going anywhere. But the key is also have the microphone facing upwards, not downwards, and not towards your mouth. Have it upwards, and keep the dead cat on it. There's a fuzzy thing on there. It's referred to as a dead cat, and that further reduces wind noise. So yeah, have that thing facing the way I do, straight up towards the visor, not towards your mouth, and not upside down towards the opening of the helmet. There, that's my setup and my rants. I don't know, man. These guys that fucking waste all this time with multiple cameras. Again, it's just a way to spend money and enjoy your hobby, I guess, but it's certainly not needed. And I'll tell you this, some of the most popular YouTubers out there, motovlog YouTubers out there, they only use one camera. They're not flip-flopping back and forth and talking about their gear all the time. They're just making videos. You should never talk about the gear unless the video is about the gear. Otherwise, nobody fucking cares and nobody wants to hear it. But Freddie Dobbs, what, 194,000 subs. Walterific, something like 4 million subs. Premise 187, I think. The Royal Jordanian, Chase on 2 wheels. Now I can go on and on. These guys are all heavy hitters. Yami Noob, they're all heavy hitters in the YouTube creative sphere of motor vlogging. And they don't fuck around with cameras and tech. They find they got what works and they stick to it. And you don't see them dicking around with all these different kind of fucking camera angles and all this shit, because it just doesn't matter. All right, the story matters and audio quality. That's it. Okay, everybody, I'm back home. That's all I got to say on this one. Now I have the extreme pleasure of trying to get my helmet off my head because of my fucked up shoulder. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for watching and listening. That's my setup. Not too technical, not too sophisticated. Doesn't ever have to be. Okay, bye.